So many of us remember you from the OMG Girls and starting out really young in a girl group. So what was that transition like from going into working in a girl group to now working as a solo artist?
For me, the transition was really different. I would just say being in a girl group, I was very comfortable with my girls, and I was always like the shy one, the quiet one. So they always picked up my slack, especially with like interviews and stuff. I would never really talk, and like when I was on stage, if I messed up, I would look at them and they would know like, oh, she forgot what to say, and they would just pick it up for me and stuff like that. So it was definitely a different transition for me. Kind of hard at first, finding myself, finding my voice, my solo voice, and just appreciating hearing only my voice on a whole song. But it grew me a lot as a person and also an artist. So it was definitely helpful.
So do you feel like being in a girl group helped prepare you and give you a solid foundation for working as a solo artist?
For sure. I think just building the group from beginning, even when it was four girls, we all did so much training and vocal training, working out, and performance training. We just went through so much just to become the artist that we are today. So it definitely prepared me.
So in your work as a solo artist, so in 2020, you've released two singles. After a sort of over a 2-year break from releasing music to your fans, what can we expect from your new music?
You know what? My music really all has the same type of feel. I won't say that my new music will be extremely different, but I think that they can expect more personal situations. Like with my first project, my first solo project, I had more writers come in with and help me. But with this project, I wrote mostly by myself and had like a little help from a couple different people, but they're definitely more of my personal situation. So I think they'll get like, you know, they'll get to understand me a little bit more aside from what they see on the show and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. So what was it like working with sort of being the main writer for your new music now versus having a larger team of writers?
You know what? Writing is really new for me, really fresh still. Even when I go in the studio now, like I get nervous, especially when I my team set me up to work with big producers and I'm like, okay, I'm about to be writing on these people's beats. Like I get really nervous because I haven't always been used to writing. Even when OMG Girls, especially in OMG Girls, my mom always had writers come in and do everything for us. So just stepping into the whole writing process, it's been challenging for me, but I'm definitely getting more into it. I think the more that I do it, the better I get. So, with time, it's getting better.
Yeah. What have you sort of learned about yourself musically in the writing process?
I noticed that I've noticed that a lot of my life has kind of been surrounded by love. Like I feel like when I go in the studio, I'm like, I'm writing about love today. If it's heartbreak or if it's like I'm in love, and then sometimes I go in and I'm mad, like, why don't I want to write about something else? But it's just like, how many things have I really just been through that I can just speak on and really know what I'm talking about? So I think I've learned that I'm like a big lover.
So, sort of speaking in love, especially the context of family love, your parents are Tiny Harris and T.I., who are legends in the music industry themselves, respectively. What advice have they given you through your career? Have they guided you in any way?
They've definitely guided me in so many ways. I would say some of the best advice that they've given me is to just stay on top of my thing, on top of everything, on top of my career, and actually looking into the things that that my team are supposed to handle, and like actually going over the things and understanding and not just letting people say, oh, this is what it is, and believing it and just, well, oh, okay, just let it pass by so that I can become my own boss. I think they're always really big on like, if you don't pay attention, you're never going to be your own boss. You're always still going to be working for somebody. So I think that's like the biggest advice. The
And
best
what
advice.
does being your own boss look like for you?
Hmm. Being my own boss looks like me calling my team to tell them like stuff that I want to make happen for the day. Even though I do that now, but I think that like when I'm really my own boss, I'll be calling about some more important things like, oh, like this what we on today, or this what we're going to create today. But I think, like in the situation and where I am now, I need my team more than they need me. So it's like that's the situation.
Yeah. And with your mom being in the group Escape, has she been able to be a mentor for you throughout your career, especially starting so young?
For sure. My mom has definitely been my biggest mentor throughout my whole career, music career. She's just, I mean, being my mom as well, I've always been very comfortable talking to her. So just for her to have done so much in the music industry definitely helps in so many aspects. When I make music, I send it to her first. I ask her to come in the studio and listen, and she always gives her honest opinion. Me being her child, sometimes she's a little rough. Sometimes I get, frustrated or like upset at things she says, but it's really helpful because she knows so much.
So not only have you been in the music industry for a minute now, but you've also been on reality TV for a pretty long time with the Family Hustle, the Friends and Family Hustle, Growing Up Hip Hop, Tiny and Toya. We've seen you on our screens for a few years now. What is it? What is your favorite moment from working on reality television?
Hmm. I don't have a exact specific favorite moment, but I would say, well, I've actually, me and my friends have kind of been going on BT.com to watch old Tiny and Toya episodes recently. So I could say a lot of my all-time favorite moment is just making memories, having those memories, being able to look back and looking back at Tiny and Toya, being able to see like us creating OMG Girls and being able to see my grandpa who's passed away now, like just having those memories forever is like the best part about it.
And sort of what has it been like working on such popular TV shows with your close friends and family?
It's become extremely fun. I think starting, I was probably like 11, 10, maybe. So at first, it was kind of scary for me, especially back then. I was really shy, so I just did not want to like really be on camera. But now that I've been doing it for so long, I really enjoy it being able, because I don't, now that I'm grown, I don't see my family all the time. I don't really go visit them as much. So when we have to film, it's like, okay, I gotta come see y'all. So it works out.
So do you feel like being on the show has helped you become comfortable with being on camera and being in the public eye?
Definitely. I think it's definitely made me comfortable being on TV, period. Just having the camera around, which helps with like when it comes to music videos and stuff like that. But wait, what did you just say? I had something
Do
to
you
say.
feel like do you feel like being on television has helped you gain sort of being more comfortable on camera and being in the public eye?
Yeah, I was gonna say also, I think when it comes to like the whole criticism part of it, just growing up in the spotlight, it kind of helps you not be so bothered by it. I think that when you grow up in the spotlight, being on TV and everybody have an opinion from the way beginning, it kind of makes you like so unbothered by it at a point.
And for people who are sort of seeing you and they're interested in transitioning into working into entertainment, what advice would you give them for handling that criticism?
I would say, oh, for handling criticism, I would say, I mean, it's not easy. That's one. Seeing people constantly talk about your life and your situations is one of the hardest things ever. And I think that everybody handles it a little differently. But the best advice that I got very young was that what my mom used to say, it doesn't matter like good talk, bad talk, as long as they're talking. Like you got them talking, that's what matters. Like you shouldn't care about if it's bad or if it's good, because people gonna have something bad to say, people gonna have something good to say. Either way, like somebody's gonna have something bad to say. So you just have to try to ignore it. And dib and dab when you want to. I'm not gonna say not go off, because sometimes I have to go off myself.
And sort of my final question for you is, what can we see next for Zonnique? What is the next thing, next project you're working on?
So next, which is why I'm going to LA actually to rehearse to do videos for the new singles that I dropped. So hopefully I can get all of that done and maybe a project. I'm trying to put out 2 videos, a project before the year ends. But honestly, that's what I've been saying in all my previous interviews. But the way that the year is still rolling, like that was before even more stuff started happening in the world. So I just feel like maybe I should wait till next year to drop a project. I'm still thinking about that. Um, but if not a project, definitely some more singles, some more songs to hold my fans over, some visuals, some content. I'm thinking about making a YouTube. So yeah, something, stuff to keep my fans engaged. But I may have to push the project back because it's just a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, what is it like sort of working in the music industry under COVID and quarantining?
You know what? It's been very different. That's one. Being in the house has changed so much. Like I feel like with putting out my singles in this whole corona situation, I've done all like I'm just used to putting out stuff and okay, now I'm gonna go on the road, do some interviews. I mean like do a promotional tour, then maybe do a tour, and it's really set everything back. And I think that's the same thing for everybody. I was just talking to my friend Tierra Wack, and she was like, "How do you feel about putting out music right now?" And I'm just like, maybe we need to wait because I don't think the people are really caring about that right now. Like, which nobody really should be caring about music. It's just so much going on. So I feel like it's definitely been a setback for people who do music.
Right, right. Well, thank you so much for talking with us. Are there any final words you'd like to share with our audience?
Um, Stay safe out here. Please stay inside. I know that my city, if you are in Atlanta, my city has definitely opened up, but we do not have to go out there, y'all. We do not have to be tricked. Let's stay inside. Like the numbers are going up. So stay safe. That's all I want to say.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sonique. I'm excited to see all of your new projects coming out, hopefully soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.